Hello, listeners. Welcome to episode 37 of Four Weebs That Anime podcast. My name is Liam, and I am neither human nor Kabane. I am Kabaneri.
Whoa. Good job.
Veda, who are you?
Hi, my name is Veda. And one of a woman's duties is to protect a man's pride. That was one of our quotes.
Yeah, I'm just making the rule to just quote something from your anime, but I don't know. I could get out of hand with spoilers, but whatever.
We could try.
Becca,
this
you're
is
next.
my try.
My name's Becca, and sometimes I have a quote, and sometimes I don't, and today, unfortunately, is one of the days I don't have a quote. But Adam better not finish my fucking puzzle! That's my introduction.
How dare he?
And last but not least...
My name is Leah, and I don't have any quotes because I'm usually not that observant. Did you know that the name Leah literally means the weary one? Tired guys.
That would explain your
tired
attitude.
all the time.
There you go.
What does
Tired
that
and
have
worried.
to do with anime?
Tired and worried. I'm introducing myself, Liam.
Names
God.
meanings can be important, you know.
God. Maybe because
Well.
I've been gone for 2 weeks, I didn't want them to, forget about me, you know?
Oh yeah, welcome back, Leah. Woo!
We debated
Tadaima.
replacing you with Brenna, but then we figured we would do the live firing rather than just, letting you know behind the scenes.
I'm gonna go cry now. That's
Yep.
really sad.
But we haven't fired you yet.
But now I know
Yeah.
you're going to.
We still need to
Okay.
get one more episode out of you. And then...
Bad animes for everyone. And
You're
then I'm just
walking-
gonna mic drop and not show up, and you guys are just gonna have to talk about bad ones.
Oh
The
god.
whole episode.
It's gonna be awkward when I have to explain that I was joking initially, but you took it too far.
I know you were. I know.
I was gonna say, you know
Jeez.
what Liam means?
What?
Helmet.
Helmet.
Sorry.
You're protective.
Or at least some people give it the meaning for the name William, because Liam is just the bottom half of William, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
Like the neck covering part.
Hey, my name means wisdom.
ooh.
Means
Yeah.
what?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. It's not like you said Wyndham, and I was like, window?
Wyndham.
Wisdom?
Wyndham.
What?
That's weird because you're not very wise, Veda. What the hell?
Oh, you're gonna pull that right now.
Shots are being
Come
fired.
on. We can go right now. I will fight you, Liam.
Whoa, Veda, calm down. You're
No,
distorting
Becca
your
and I
mic.
are just gonna leave. And
I didn't realize it was gonna be that kind of podcast.
Yeah.
It's on.
I mean, Veda's pretty quiet most of the time, but once you get her going, she
Sassy.
distorts the
Are
mic.
you sure
Yeah.
Veda doesn't mean sassy?
Yeah.
It does to me.
I
Veda,
have a cat
the
named
sassy
Sassy.
one.
Does that count?
And do you also have Chance and what is the other one? Sassy,
Ooh.
Chance, and
Sneaky.
Shadow.
Shadow.
I had to look this up the
Yeah.
other day.
Wait, I'm
That's not
confused.
anime at all.
Yeah, I
Homeward
don't know either.
Bound. I think
Oh,
Becca and I
jeez.
might be the only
Okay,
ones.
bring
that
it in.
appreciate
Bring it
this.
in, co-host.
Sorry, man.
I
Bring
didn't
it
get
in.
to say what my name meant.
Okay.
What does Becca mean?
Apparently it means a snare in Hebrew, which I just looked it up, so I'm a tricksy little hobbit, I suppose.
Did you look up Becca or Rebecca?
Rebecca, because officially that's the name that I was given by my parents, so...
Good
All I
point.
knew was that
Well-
it came from the Bible. Good for me.
As do they all.
Basil, don't they?
Anyways, so name and meanings aside, the theme for this week was
Zombies.
animes done by the same director, who was Araki Tetsuru, whose most famous works are Death Note and Attack on Titan, well known for their overdramatic styles,
Good
as
stuff.
many are
Very
familiar with.
dramatic.
This week there wasn't really a bad anime per se, or a good one. The good in quotation marks anime is Koutetsujou no Kabaneri, or in English, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. And that one's the good one, mostly just because I wanted to watch it, and it's newer, so, and
Well, there
it's
you
got that hype going. It's a spring 2016 anime, and I've had my eyes on it for a while just because it looks kind of similar to Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found out it was done by the same director, I was like, interesting.
Very.
And then the bad, in quotes, anime is High School of the Dead, which I had heard about before for the infamous Matrix boobs scene.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is all the way in episode 8, but, you know, if you need a reason to go watch High School of the Dead, I mean, you'll probably hear
Those
Leah
boob
and
physics.
you'll hear Leah and Veda talk about it maybe a bit more. Maybe they'll encourage you to see it. Maybe they won't. But at least check out the boob physics compilation on YouTube. It is just pure art there.
Yep.
And then if you want to delve deeper, there's someone on Reddit who has calculated the actual... He's got a bunch of math shit and some formulas on like how many G's of force the boobs would need to like dodge the bullet and shit. So that's a cool pervy rabbit hole you can go down if you want, or maybe not pervy, like fan servicey rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Hey, my understanding is a lot of work goes into boob physics on a regular basis, so
like I know what my
drawing
career
it?
I know what my career aspirations are now.
Draw boobs on anime girls.
Strictly a boob artist.
You just have a portfolio. You just here's my work. You just slide over this binder full of wobbly boobs.
A good boob physicist
mouse pads.
is worth their weight in millions.
Well, there
Amen.
you go. I'm sure you'll make someone very happy.
I'm just saying, video games, Veda. How many girls are in video games?
Yeah, but that's not video games.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you like your anime. Whatever, let's talk about the anime.
Bring it in.
Anime.
Okay, I feel like talking about the good anime first, because I thought it was pretty good.
Cool.
All right.
I'll give a quick synopsis here first, And don't let the synopsis fool you. The synopsis makes it sound a lot like Attack on Titan, but there are some important differences. So, the world is in the midst of an industrial revolution when horrific creatures emerge from a mysterious virus ripping through the flesh of humans to sate their never-ending appetite. The only way to kill these beings, known as Kabaneri, is by destroying their steel-coated hearts. However, if bitten by one of these monsters, the victim is doomed to a fate worse than death, as the fallen rise once more to join the ranks of their fellow undead. Only the most fortified of civilizations have survived this turmoil, as in the case with the island of Hinomoto, where mankind has created a massive wall to protect themselves from the endless hordes of Kabaneri. But, you know, the Kabaneri are regular size, so it's not as big as the wall in Attack on Titan.
Well, there you go.
They got
First difference.
They got a sick moat and everything. Cool drawbridge. Anyways, the only way into these giant fortresses is via heavily armored trains, which are serviced and built by young men such as Ikoma. Having created a deadly weapon that he believes will easily pierce through the hearts of Kabaneri, Ikoma eagerly awaits the day when he will be able to fight using his new invention. Little does he know, however, that his chance will come much sooner than expected. So a couple things to clarify just off the bat. The Kabaneri are pretty much zombies. It's like a zombie apocalypse show.
Okay.
And in terms of zombie-ness, the zombies are kind of like not like as fast as the 28 Days Later zombies, but like they're not super slow.
Faster. I thought they were faster than the 28 Day Later zombies.
Sometimes they're faster, sometimes they're kind of a bit sluggish, kind of varied.
They work at varying speeds.
The main twist.
Usain Bolt.
The main twist.
Zombies.
The main twist to the zombies is that they have kind of like the virus that spreads through their body.
Right.
Has this kind of like supernatural steel cage that encloses their heart.
I'm not really sure if that's a twist necessarily, or more so just a different take on zombies.
Well, that's like their thing that they add to the zombies to make them special, like hard to kill zombies. Yeah. The zombies can still be killed with decapitation, but the main way to kill them is to pierce through the hearts. But like at least in the beginning of the show, the weapons they have aren't like the metal they have isn't strong enough to pierce through the heart cages that the zombies have. So the main character, Ikoma, he's, kind of a tinkerer, and he invents like a special beam gun that can actually pierce through the heart of a Kabaneri. And then there's a few other things that we'll get into, but my first impressions, I guess, are that it's steampunk, which is pretty cool. Always love me some tasteful steampunk. It's not like over the top goofy steampunk, which a lot of people, that's their complaint about it, I guess. Definitely has your like action anime Attack on Titan vibes. The art style doesn't have like the really thick black outlines that Attack on Titan has, but it's still like still got some decent black lines. I thought after watching the first episode, I liked it a lot. So much so that I watched the first episode again with Brenna and her sister, because I watched the first episode of Doug, and then I had to go do some other things. Then I was hanging out with Brenna and her sister, and I was like, "Do you want to try out this anime, see if you like it?" And
that's cool.
And she was a bit iffy at first, but then first episode convinced her, and I was like, I have to watch the next 2 anyways, so let's do the next 2. And then we've watched the first 6 now. So.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So Becca, you talk now.
Yeah, I just recently finished watching the Attack on Titan series that's out so far. I haven't watched any of the extra stuff. I saw a lot of similarities just in, like, the show setup, but I guess my initial thoughts are that this feels a little bit like a more grown-up, more kind of realistic type of Attack on Titan situation. Sure, the monsters are different, but it kind of feels like there's still going to be a couple similarities theme-wise and, like, story-wise that could be drawn between the 2 series. I thought this was pretty good. I have it on my continue to watch list, so it will just depend on how quickly I finish watching it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's only 12 episodes, so it's pretty easy to finish. I'm like halfway through, and it's been pretty interesting. I guess we should talk a bit about basics of the plot. Like, I mean, obviously in the first episode, they want it to feel pretty, like, apocalyptic, so, like, the home base they mention, Minamoto, they don't spend a lot of time there in the first one, because spoilers, it gets overrun by Kabaneri pretty quickly.
It felt less post-apocalyptic to me, and more like different history type to me, like a lot of
alternate reality.
I guess post-apocalyptic isn't the best word for it.
Yeah, just like a lot of the people are presenting like similar traditional like garb. So there's the higher class, and they're all done up in like the really pretty silks and like the long kimonos with the big sleeves and
traditional
stuff like that.
Like Japanese.
Yeah, and then like the people that are like considered the peasants or the workers are all done up in more like common clothes and like brown work clothes and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's a good point. It is pretty much like an alternate history story of Japan. Like in the opening sequence, there is like a shot of the country of Japan, like lit up with lights and stuff. Because like all the major cities are like these huge fortified places where like the big armored trains can go in and out of, and they're protected with drawbridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And the trains have just like a huge plow on the front, because sometimes the trains have to go through stations that are already like infested with Kabaneri, so they just need to like just plow through hordes of zombies to get through.
It almost reminded me a bit of the movie Snowpiercer, because that movie took place.
I keep meaning to watch that, but it's so long.
Yeah, and like this is on like a gigantic train.
Yeah, Snowpiercer's on my list for sure.
Yeah.
And the train was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it reminded me of that a bit, and like I'm wondering if like trains are coming back as a device to tell a story. Like it seems so weird.
Make trains great again.
Yes. I was actually like I don't know, that was what I kept coming back to. I was like, it almost feels a little bit like Snowpiercer, and it felt like the political aspects and the political themes were a little more towards the forefront of the story than like Attack on Titan, where you're only just starting to get the political feel like at the back half of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was a really interesting world. Like I agree with the drawing style is really pretty, and it kind of lent itself really well to how they decided to design the world that they're living in. So
yeah, it's like got a serious tone, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
but like it doesn't have the annoying like shout talk conversations that Attack on Titan had.
Yeah, which like I'm so over shout conversations.
Yeah, I mean, then the characters I think are a bit older. And there's there's like two main characters.
Yeah.
And like the main character, Ikoma, does have like kind of stereotypical anime traits where like he's got some white hair, but kind of like the way he's designed aesthetically has some cool unique things to it, but there's also some cool tributes. Like he kind of has this mangled body that I won't explain too much without spoilers, but like he covers it with this kind of red poncho cape thing, which is like really reminiscent of Akira.
He reminds me a lot actually of Vash the Stampede. Like the
not
red,
sure, but
like
yeah,
the red coat and everything. It reminded me a lot of Vash the Stampede, and like when he gets after he becomes infected. Superpowers. Yeah, so within same thing as like Attack on Titan, which is where I'm saying where like the similarities start to come in. And at the very beginning, he's like a regular, normal, like just here to help the world be a better place kind of person, and he's very set on like being willing to sacrifice himself to save other people. And then he gets attacked by one of the Kabane and gets bitten, and then he like basically strangles himself to stop the virus from getting to his brain. And that also involves him like putting a bunch of shit on his arm and stuff, and like he almost looks like he's strapped up a little bit like how Vash the Stampede is strapped up, not nearly to the same extent, but like he's got a bunch of like added on decorative features to make sure that he doesn't turn into one of the zombies.
I thought that part was pretty cool because he's a smart kid and he's like been investigating the Kabane parts that are like left over on the train, and he's like, he doesn't treat it like a superstitious curse. He's like, no, if I like curse, like you don't turn into a Kabane until the virus reaches your brain. So he like has this mechanism he's been preparing, so if he gets bitten, he cuts off as much blood flow to his arm as he can, and then he strangles himself, so like the virus can't reach his brain, and for that split second where he gets held back, like his immune system can take over. He doesn't like return back to normal, but that's all I really want to say without spoilers, because the rest is pretty cool.
I did really like how they did that scene, though, where it's...
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it was another one of those kind of fake-outs that, like, I almost expected them to just suddenly start shifting their focus to somebody else, and instead they bring him back, and he's kind of okay. And
you mean like in Attack on Titan?
Yes.
Episode 5?
Which got me.
Yeah.
Well, and there was, what was I looking for here? And that was when he like got even more anime character-y, because when he strangles himself, part of his hair turns white.
Yeah,
which totally makes sense, right?
White-haired anime boy.
Yeah,
but he gets like way more butch too. I found.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like that little bit more ripped. Like
but not like too ripped.
He works out, but not too much.
Like he can work hard and play hard.
Yeah.
But
Ultimate
he wears like the
boy.
entire show he wears these glasses, but like there's only one lens in his right eye, and it's green tinted, and they haven't explained it yet, and I really hope they explain why, because it's really out of place.
Crazy.
Like, why is he wearing only one lens that's green tinted?
Because he's an anime boy.
Well, yeah, like every time I bring it up, Brenna's like, it's just because he's an anime character.
Yeah,
I'm like, this show's better than that.
They don't have a reason, they just think it looked cool.
I'm almost willing to bet money that they're just like, it looks alright, let's just leave it like that. One green eye.
Super edgy.
Maybe it has something to do with his job as like one of the Steam Smith type people.
Well, no one else wears it.
But maybe he's special. I don't know, like that's the whole setup, is that like he's the special one, right? So
I didn't take it so much as him being super special. I think he was just like he's like really talented and really smart, and kind of was in a place at the right time.
Yeah. It might be kind of like, maybe it helps I don't know, maybe they'll explain it later. I kind of just chalked up the glasses to being like a style choice, as like a way to make him different than the average anime character.
I'm sure that's what it is at the base of it.
Yeah.
As we go on, maybe we'll find out if there is a reason. Who knows?
I want to talk about the ladies.
Before we talk about the ladies, there's one thing I need to bring up. In episode 3, there's this side character introduced. he wears these fancy golden goggles with a bunch of like different lenses on them, and he's got that like traditional like English hairstyle with like the hair tied with the bow at the back and the curls on the side. And he says a few lines because he's like a train engineer, but his voice is so out of place.
Yeah,
we heard
really?
it, and then
like in Japanese or
yeah, he's like, in Japanese, but it's clearly like a white person speaking Japanese.
That's exactly what I thought it sounded like. It sounds like a white person like over pronunciating to make sure they get the accent right almost.
But yeah, so Brenna's sister, as we watched it, like we all laughed a lot, and then as we were watching it, Brenna's sister looked it up, and like it's an actual English voice actor that they hired to be on the show.
That is so crazy.
Weird.
We're assuming it's just because they're like, oh, this will be cool. We'll have an English character played by an English voice actor, but every time he like has a line, it's hilarious because he speaks in
it a little more
every sentence, but every sentence has one word that's pronounced in English.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, Toshu, but repairs des.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he stands out, like the minute you would hear it. I don't know if he continues as a character into the rest of the show, but he seriously, in the third episode for like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and he stands out a lot.
Yeah. do you think maybe they like told him to do that on purpose?
Yeah,
or?
I think they did.
Yeah.
They're like, we want
He's
you
totally
to let
just a
everyone know
novelty.
that you're white.
Like,
not
pronounce
sure
this as horribly as you can.
I don't know if
his
it was
pronunciation isn't bad. It's just like really over enunciated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, like I just take it as like comic relief. Sorry, go Becca.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I wouldn't take it as like they told him to like present it in that tone or anything. They probably just told him like make sure you throw an English word in there now and then. But he sounds like he's doing a different kind of anime than other people are. Like he's just a little too formal and a little too like curt with his enunciation that it stands out. Whereas everyone else sounds kind of casual, like they speak Japanese on a regular basis.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, every time he comes on screen, Brenna was like, oh man, I hope he doesn't die. He's my favorite.
Yeah,
like
he's her favorite.
In the last episode we watched, like it's kind of this intense scene, and there's this cannon that they have to fire. And like some of the guys are the other main characters are like yelling at each other in Japanese, and then the English guy is just like, "Hurry up!"
Oh no, that sounds great.
It's awesome.
Oh man.
So I want to like once I'm done the show, I want to like read into that a bit more. Right now, I'm just kind of taking it as like comic relief because it's like it's a kind of a novelty.
Yep.
But I don't mind it because it's like there's maybe one. Usually, like each episode maybe has like one moment with him, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, it's enjoyable for us because we speak English, so you're just like, well, this is fairly obvious.
Yeah, it's like when you hear English in anime.
English.
Yeah, and you're like, ooh, they're like that when it's clearly a Japanese actor trying to speak English. It's like the same thing but backwards.
Yeah, Zach showed me a couple clips from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where like this one guy, he always curses in English.
Oh my god, it's
and he
so
like
funny.
he actually says "holy shit."
Like over and over and like yelling like holy shit.
That sounds amazing.
It's pretty great. I'll post something on the page.
Yeah, do it.
So do you want to talk about the girls, Becca?
Yeah, I want to talk about the ladies.
Alright, go.
Especially,
you can start.
I want to talk about Mume because like so Mume is like this little girl that when you're first introduced to her, she's riding in the train that's coming into the station with like the horses. She's separated from everybody, and she's dressed up really, really nice in like a kimono. She looks like she's maybe like 13 or 14 at the most. She's got like a little kimono on. She's got one of those like little ball toys where like a ball and cup toy where you like throw the ball and try to get it on like
a
spike.
A kendama?
Yeah, a kendama. And she wears these like traditional looking sandals, but they're heels and there's bells in the heels. I don't know. Her outfit's just beautiful. Like when she first shows up on the screen, that's when like to me at least the style and the animation kind of came alive because she's so brightly colored and kind of like this like black and red and gray atmosphere.
She really pops with the environment.
She really pops, and then like on top of it all, her character's really fun. Initially, she's kind of mischievous because there's a whole big thing about how she isn't getting checked to see if she's one of the zombies when she's coming off the train. They check everybody. They don't check her though. She's brought in as kind of like guest of the like royalty or the noble people that are there. which is where we meet Ayami, who is the other female character that's kind of... She becomes the leader of the entire group as they run from the station when they become infested with the zombies.
But she's also handy with a cool steampunk bow and arrow.
Yeah, like, the girls are so cool. Mume is basically... Find out later that she's one of the Kabaneri, and she just, like, kicks ass so bad.
Yeah.
Like, when she's first introduced, she's like this cute, sweet little girl. It's kind of sassy, and then by the end of the first episode, she's cutting heads off of Kabaneri with, like, the knives.
Okay, I just need to say it, but, like, every time you guys say Carbonari, I just think of, like, carbonara, like pasta, and it just weirds me out.
Sounds like you're hungry.
It does sound like pasta.
I am hungry, but that's just what it reminds me of.
Pasta.
So yeah, she kind of is the one that, like, realizes what happens to Ikoma and basically starts to protect him, and when everybody else realizes he's been bitten, but she realizes that he hasn't completely turned into one of the zombies, like, she's the one that takes care of him and stuff and starts to train him.
She saves him pretty much.
Yeah. But then
she also
kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love how much she, like, every time he disagrees with her, he's like, wait, but Mume, she just, like, punches him in the face so many times, or just, like, kicks him in the balls, or just, like, throws him across the train.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's kind of brutal that way.
She doesn't take no shit.
No, she's pretty cool. I'm really excited to watch. Like, she's the one that comes out in the middle of the second episode and basically, like, kills this whole horde of zombies that are rushing to stop the train from leaving the station that the show starts in. And just, like, she's absolutely insane. I don't know. I'm really excited to see where her character
there's
goes.
a lot. There's like, especially in, like, the 4th and the 6th episode, there's some really good action shots with her.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because that's kind of where the action comes from. Like, they don't have the same, ability to kind of fly around like the characters in Attack on Titan do.
Yeah. I was gonna touch on that, actually, but finish your thought.
Well, I was gonna say, these guys, they still kind of fly around in a similar manner, but it's all acrobatics and, like, jumping and parkour. And, like, slicing heads off. It almost reminded me a bit of Hellsing Ultimate, how they treated the vampires in that show. Where everybody's moving really quickly, and everybody's, like, super powered and badass, and yeah, I'm excited to watch more of her, like, kill things.
Well, what I was gonna say is, I mean, obviously they don't have the 3D maneuvering gear, but I almost like that better, because, like, they all still do cool acrobatics and feats of strength and stuff, but they're doing it without the gear, so that makes it almost better. But in the environment is still just as dynamic, because most of the fights happen on a moving train. Yeah. Which I've seen a lot more of the more I've watched. But yeah, there's definitely, like, kind of the dynamicness that's taken away from removing the mobility gear is kind of added back with a new twist by having a lot of the fights be on the train.
Honestly, I found the maneuvering gear in Attack on Titan, like, after a while, it's too much. And it's, like, overused. Like, characters having full conversations with only ever having put their, like, spiky bits out once. So...
That's true.
This feels more realistic of, like, what that kind of situation would be to me. So, I like it. And that's where I'm kind of like, it feels a little bit more grown up than Attack on Titan to me. But,
yeah, because Attack on Titan is very much like, this looks sick, so we're just gonna keep doing it. Even though it technically isn't realistic. Which is fine.
It kind of looks like...
fine, but yeah.
It's like Tarzan. Like, the Disney Tarzan, where he's, like, sliding down the ropes and everything.
Like, he's surfing.
Yeah, at a certain point, you have to be like, that isn't actually how it works, though. And this one, in Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, it felt a lot more like, this is actually what it might be like when the fight is going on. So, that's what I have to say about
refreshing.
Now, let's keep the comparisons to Attack on Titan going while we're at it.
Right.
Do you think the Kabane are better villains or the Titans?
No, the Titans are way better because they're just so fucking creepy. The Kabaneri kind of felt a little bit cliche to me. Like, their design was cool, but the Titans, when I was watching Attack on Titan, the first couple episodes, when the Titans showed up, I literally felt paranoid and, like, skeeved out. And, like, it just sent this, like, horrid feeling down the back of my spine. Whereas the Kabane, I was just like, they're zombies and they're bad, but they just seem like this, like, I don't know, they weren't as special as the Titans.
Do you think it's maybe because, like, you know, you've seen more zombies, like, not in real life, obviously, but, like, you know, like,
media.
yeah, exactly, versus the Titans, which are something, like, kind of, well, we're new.
Yeah.
I think it's because the Kabaneri reminded me a lot of Hellsing, and just, like, how Alucard presents himself a lot in Hellsing. It didn't feel like it was something new to me. Whereas the Titans, there's just, I don't know, it's just something about the style that they're drawn, they just feel really eerie to me. And these guys, like, they're cool to watch. But if having to pick, I would go with the Titans. What about you, Liam?
The Titans definitely are creepier. There are some new a couple more, like, different things they add to the Kabane that make them stand out more from, like, how they would be in other shows.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'll leave you to watch and decide what you think about that. But yeah, the Titans definitely are creepier. That's, like, one of the best things that Attack on Titan has, but I don't think that makes it better than this show.
No, I definitely think I prefer this show, actually, over Attack on Titan. Mostly because by about the 16th episode of Attack on Titan, I was really tired of, like, the scream-yelling dramatics.
Mikasa!
And, yeah. Mikasa! Tsukasa!
Oh, no.
I don't know, like, Armin drove me up the friggin' wall in Attack on Titan.
Yeah, me
and
too.
Nobody in the Kabaneri, I don't feel
Kabaneri.
like the Kabaneri. Sorry, I'm not like, nobody there is annoying to me.
The calamari of the Iron Fortress.
Oh, calamari!
Perfect.
I almost could have went for calamari today, but
Cool.
I just and to say too, like, the zombies are really well done. I think on the level of horror anime, they're still pretty creepy and, like, they look really cool. Good. Yeah, so, but just Attack on Titan has the Titans, but Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress has everything else.
The Titans aren't enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and all the, like, standard foot soldiers even have cool little, like, steampunk fanny packs that they wear that power their guns.
Yeah.
So who doesn't want a steampunk fanny pack?
Oh, yeah,
steampunk
Also
everything.
interesting because it goes in, like, a really similar area to where the 3D maneuvering gear rests.
Yeah.
Like on the side of the hip?
It's like there are so many direct comparisons to Attack on Titan with this show, but
maybe it's him being like, I'm gonna do this better.
yeah, it's like everything about Attack on Titan that I didn't like. This
I'm just gonna modify.
Yeah, this show is just like, hey, that stuff you didn't like, don't worry about it. We got this.
Son over here. Yeah.
He's
We got
learning
you.
from his mistakes, see? It's like, got criticism, and now he's like, oh, that's what I need to fix, so I'll just make another series with everything fixed.
I'm not even sure if it's necessarily, like, mistakes. It just feels like Attack on Titan is its own show, and I think if it was done in the style that this one is done, it wouldn't be quite as engaging. Mm-hmm. Like, as annoying as the whole, like, scream dramatics are, that also plays really well into the whole, like, soldier mind state of panic from Attack on Titan, whereas Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress doesn't have quite as much of that panic to it yet. It feels more like an overarching story telling the story of a couple different people, whereas Attack on Titan is very focused on, like, Eren and what he's seeing and what he's seeing his friends go through and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
you probably, like, back to the girls for a second. There's also, I can't remember her name, but there's Side Ponytail Girl. She gets a decent amount of screen time.
Okay, yeah.
She's kind of like more of a motherly figure.
I kind of figured that, like, eventually they're gonna have the little, like, group of people that come together to, like, go before the train and kill all the Kabaneri ahead of them, or the Kabane, sorry. So
it's Kabane, I think.
Kabane, sorry. Fuck. I'm the worst weeb out here. But, like, I can kind of see where it might be going into that bit of team dynamics and stuff, because there's, like, short, blue-haired dude that really wants to kill Ikoma right after they find out that he's been bitten.
Well, yeah, he's, like, the samurai of the, like, ruling house, so he's, like, the bow and arrow girl's protector, pretty much. But there are some really sick sword fighting shots with him.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's a trained samurai. So I'm wondering if they're gonna get into, like, the politics of that at all, because the story is, like, Japan's going through this big industrial revolution, so I'm wondering if they're gonna touch on, like, any of the areas about, like, you know, kind of like what The Last Samurai did, or just what's that one we watched a really long time ago? Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, where like samurai are kind of obsolete in this like world where everyone fights with guns.
I kind of get the feeling that he won't necessarily become obsolete because you can definitely see the blade skills coming into play. Like with Mume, she doesn't use a gun very often. She chops heads off, and like arguably chopping the zombies' heads off is easier than trying to pierce their heart. And if it does the same thing, then why wouldn't you just put your effort into chopping their head off rather than going for this protected heart?
I think,
you know what I mean?
From what I've seen, most of the time they're trying to shoot them at a distance, and like shooting them in the head doesn't always work.
Oh, that was something we forgot to mention. The little suicide packs.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was like really morbid but cool detail. If people are bit by the zombies, they have little packs that they essentially hold up to their hearts and then yank like a string, and it explodes their heart out.
Oh,
so they die before they become zombies.
Wow.
So there's a really good shot in the first episode where this train's getting attacked. The one guy, like Kabana, yanks his arm out the window and bites it. And he's like surrounded by all these people in the train pointing guns at him because they can see like the infection spreading up his arm. They're like, "Come on, do it! Show us your honor! Show us what you're made of!"
Oh no!
And he's just like, "Ooh," and crying. But then he's like, "Mother," and he kills himself.
Right.
And there's another shot of kind of like more important people just like killing themselves without question, being like, "It is my duty."
Yeah.
So, that was definitely a cool small detail.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a neat touch on things. But I don't know. Do we want to do our wrap up thoughts? Are there more things?
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yes, go for it.
How's the music?
It was fitting for an action anime.
Yeah, like you know how Attack on Titan is like really big and grand and like super grand.
Like I really like the music in Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
So I was curious.
It's been so long I don't even remember it.
This one feels a bit toned down. Like it's still the orchestral grand music and like occasionally choruses come in and start chanting things very dramatically.
As always.
But it's toned down. There's similarities there, but I think I prefer it toned down just a little bit.
I don't know. The music didn't really stand out to me, but you don't always want it to.
Well, I find like urgent chanting almost makes me feel anxious sometimes.
Okay.
So that was why it stood out at least once or twice. I was like, this feels less stressful than watching the intro to Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it stands out when you need it to, I guess.
Yeah.
The intro song is not as good as Attack on Titan's intro.
It's a little softer.
It's not a bad intro, but
no. It feels almost like
it works.
It's no Death Parade.
Okay.
Well, not many things are. I was listening to that on the way home today. It was great.
It's such a good song.
I put in my pre-order for Death Parade. I'm so excited.
I saw that.
I just
gonna buy it when it comes out.
I just put the Gurren Lagann soundtrack on my phone and the Kill la Kill soundtrack.
Nice.
I'm just a Studio Trigger whore.
It's okay.
Have you guys watched Gurren Lagann?
No.
It's
been on my list for ages, though.
I was gonna quote it, but
sorry, man.
Save it for when we watch it as an episode.
We could.
It sounds like we could.
So good.
Sorry, Liam.
Nice.
Anyways, so back to Kabaneri. Are you gonna watch any more, Becca?
Yes. I've added it to my anime list as I'm currently watching, especially when I realized it was only 13 episodes. So I finished Attack on Titan, and like as these guys can say, I spent like 2 weeks being like, oh, I don't want to watch the last 3 episodes, meh. And that was like fucking 25 episodes worth of like getting through things. So I'll probably come back to this one. I really want to see if the similarities continue, and if this one can maybe end on a better note than Attack on Titan did for me. So
I am. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'm halfway done, and I am cautiously optimistic at this point.
Nice, yeah.
Good way to put it.
So it's better than what a lot of animes give you in the first 8 episodes.
Well, and I was a bit confused because on my anime list, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress has a lower score.
Yeah.
Sometimes Mal's not accurate though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like this one could have a better score than Attack on Titan.
Yeah, right?
Like...
Oh yeah, I guess this one has a 7.42 and High School of the Dead has a 7.48. So,
Ooh.
It's close.
fun fact.
Fun times.
Becca, you should tell the listeners your story about your first rating. About that, remember that bad anime I made you watch?
Oh, yeah. So I finally started like logging all of my stuff on my anime list because I was like, I should really start keeping track of these things so when people ask what I've watched, I actually know.
Right.
So when I got to like including 009-1, I had to sit between, do I give it a 1, which is like abhorrent, or 2, which is just horrible. Or like, yeah. So I gave it a 2 because I was like, it's not quite abhorrent.
Right.
But that's the proper way to use the rating list on my anime list.
It's true.
Not
like
this
everyone's
fucking...
like, everyone gets a 6.
Yeah.
A 6 for you.
Yeah.
A 7 for
Everybody's
you.
between good and very good. Meh. No, some of the stuff is shit and you people should let us know.
I know.
Like, be honest.
Some of the shit we've watched is like, I just can't.
Yeah.
It still has like a 5, but it's the worst thing you've ever seen.
Well,
Okay,
I understand.
honestly,
like
one of the animes I was gonna make you guys watch, but I changed my mind. I'll tell you why right now. Is it's only got like a 4.6 on Mao,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's called Sleeping with Hinoka.
Uh,
And I was like, that sounds fabulous. I'm gonna make them watch that. And it's like literally 60 minutes watching this anime girl sleep.
oh my god, I've heard of
you would be
that.
so horrible.
And
Like-
it still managed to get a 4.
Yeah, like, and the reason I decided not to do it, even though it would be so diabolically evil, is because there'd be nothing to talk about. I went and like scrolled through it a little bit, and it's literally just her in bed sleeping.
We would spend
There's-
the entire time just berating you for choosing it in the first
I know.
place.
That's basically clickbait because it's called sleeping with
It is,
whatever,
yeah,
but it's literally
like,
just her
literally
sleeping.
I think what they want you to do is like have your computer next to you in the bed.
You
and
are,
then,
because
like,
then at the
sleep
end-
with her.
At the
you know?
end, she's like, "Oh, like I'd really like you to sleep with me tomorrow."
Ugh,
Blah blah
no.
blah.
Isn't that like one of the jokes though that like neets that can't even get a girlfriend will like sleep with their fake anime girlfriend on their
Their
computer?
life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like isn't that one of the jokes? I can totally see where it's coming from.
Well,
but
that
what a
anime is so
cruel
deep.
joke.
But then
And-
some people were giving it like really high ratings because
What?
they're like, it's so deep and there's hidden message
Oh
here
my
and
god, no.
blah blah blah. And I'm like, so really? It's not just a girl who talks like she's 5 with a bunch of glorified panty shots while she sleeps? Okay.
They're like different
okay.
shots, or is it like
yeah, there's like, it's like different angles for like
But if that's what
an
you're-
hour for lying in bed.
If that's what you're looking for, though, wouldn't you give it a good rating?
But why would
Yep.
like who is that gonna satisfy? If you want to watch
We all
Hey,
know
I
who
just
it's gonna
watched
satisfy.
hentai.
It
A lot
takes
of
all
people.
time.
like what the fuck? I'm
What
so
if someone just wants a
confused.
companion, Veda?
But she's not even talking, she's sleeping.
Maybe the white noise is done really well in the anime. So
Actually,
so
there
just,
might
like,
be music. I don't know. I
it
was listening
lulls
to
you
it
to
on mute
sleep?
because you guys were talking.
Yeah. Like you just
Sorry.
like lulls you off. I don't know. That's curious. I'm really
Yeah.
happy you didn't make us watch that though.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank,
I'm glad
thank you so
you-
much.
I'm glad the listeners can discover it anyways, though.
I will
Yes.
post a link so you can all sleep with Hanoka.
Oh good.
I'm gonna need that link.
I don't think I
I'm
can
gonna
miss
need that link.
Jeez.
Well,
Love
so
it.
that's our wrap up of Kabaneri the Iron Fortress. So I guess
I'm
we'll
gonna-
talk about High School of the Dead.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go watch Hanoka sleep for a while.
Good.
Becca, no.
Oh yeah, I guess another theme this week was zombie animes. So
Yeah.
High School of the Dead. It happened suddenly. The dead began to rise and Japan was thrown into total chaos. As these monsters began terrorizing a high school, Takashi Kumiro is forced to kill his best friend when he gets bitten and joins the ranks of the Walking Dead. Vowing to protect Rei Miyamoto, the girlfriend of the man he just executed, they narrowly escape their death trap of the school only to be greeted with a society that has already fallen. Soon, Takashi and Rei band together with other students on a journey to find their family members and uncover what caused this overwhelming pandemic. Joining them is Seiko Busujima, the beautiful president of the Kendo Club, Kuta Hirano, an otaku with a fetish for firearms, Saya Takagi, the daughter of an influential politician, and Shizuka Marikawa, their hot high school nurse.
God.
Nurses.
But will the combined strength of these individuals be enough to conquer the undead apocalypse?
Who knows?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Leah,
So,
do you want to go?
I can definitely rant about this anime for a little while, but first I'll just give you my initial thoughts.
Okay.
Which first was...
Oh, no.
Okay, so I was away for 2 weeks, and then you guys messaged me being like, this is what you're watching, High School of Dead. And I was like, oh, I've heard of this before. Like, I heard the name, but didn't know what it was about. So my first thought when I turned it on was like, oh, a zombie anime. That's cool. Never watched one of these before. Then I stopped and was like, well, fuck, it's like 11 o'clock at night and I'm watching a zombie anime, and I don't know why, I get really vivid zombie dreams sometimes.
Oh no.
Like out of nowhere. Like, and I'm talking really vivid ones. Like, I've woken up like freaked out because of them.
So 11 p.m. zombies probably isn't a good idea.
So I was like, well, shit. But luckily I didn't have any. So
good.
That's good.
Was it because of all the fan service?
Probably.
Those panty shots.
So yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway, those were my initial thoughts, and then I can rant after Veda has hers.
Your initial thoughts were, I'm glad I didn't have nightmares.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So I've known about this anime before I started watching it. So I knew what I was getting into with all the fan service and stuff like that. But I almost
can we talk about just the fan service?
Okay, honestly, the fan service isn't even that bad. It's not.
I honestly expected there to be more than there was in the first 3 episodes.
Because
and
that's kind of like the fad of the show. It's like, oh, it's super fan servicey on purpose, right?
See, I didn't like. Okay, it's fan servicey, but to me, like, it wasn't even done seamlessly. Is the problem? It's like the fan service itself didn't bother me. It was like, we're going to put this at a really weird camera angle that doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
So it's going to look like we're going to try and subtly give you fan service, but really it's completely obvious.
It's all about the fan service?
Can't we just make it obvious and get to the point? It's really weird. It's like when the one main character is like fighting one of the zombies, and it's like, it just looks like the camera person, if this was, being filmed, was like on his knees filming just her butt. But like...
Yes,
but still see everything else. It's just really weird.
They're really stretching, like they're really trying to get all the fan service in there. Like they're like, oh, how can we put this scene so that her boobs like frame the picture? So how can we do that? And so then you get these like weird cameras, like you said. And that's the thing about the fan service is like it wouldn't be awful if it wasn't so jarring.
So quick question for you guys. They're not killing the zombies with their butts then?
No. They're killing the zombies with weapons.
See, and I think that's what's weird about it, and I don't know if this necessarily makes it a good or a bad thing in regards to fan service, but it's like, when they put fan service in anime, they make it fairly, like, the girls will pose, or they'll
it kind of
like,
almost makes sense,
yeah. This one doesn't. It's like, they're literally, it's like, a realistic scene will be going on, but all of a sudden, like for no good
skirt
reason,
will just whoosh, and there's panties, and you're like, okay. And
I just watched the boob physics video. It's a thing of beauty.
It is. Right?
Who knew nips could dance that fast?
Yeah. Anyway, just really quickly. So I knew what I was getting into. I should probably mention too. Zombies never scared me. I don't know what it is.
They don't scare me either. I can watch tons of movies and shows. It's just all of a sudden out of nowhere I get random, really vivid zombie dreams, and I have no idea why.
That's strange. But yeah, but
be a doctor.
So,
maybe
watching like zombie movies and stuff like that, and it's supposed to be like horror, right? So you kind of go into it being like, "Oh, I'm gonna be spooked," but. Watching it, like, I have no, like, there's no sense of panic or danger, or like, oh no, the zombies are coming, like,
See,
any zombie film that I've watched, I felt this way. Yeah. Like, it doesn't scare me. So that's kind of, like,
I kind of
where I'm coming from when watching this show, so if I don't like it for that reason, that's
I feel the same way about zombies.
Yeah, like, the only zombie movies I think ever had, like, a little bit of effect on me while watching it was the 28 Days, because they were just really good.
Yeah,
and they
I think,
pent
zombies...
up that like anxiety, but otherwise, no, I've never really seen one that's
Most zombie
Scary.
movies for me were kind of just like fun gore movies.
Yeah,
for the most part.
That's kind of what they're going for, I think.
Sorry, I'll stop interrupting now.
No, it's fine. But yeah, I liked the character designs, but they were very unrealistic.
I thought you were gonna say the character development, because I was gonna be like, girl, we have a problem.
No. The designs
I literally want to murder all of the characters and not the zombies.
Like, the whole aesthetic of the show.
Hate them all.
Oh no. The whole aesthetic of the show was, I thought, was well done. And the character designs were fine, if not for their completely unrealistic proportions.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Well,
that.
that is anime.
And I'm like, yeah, it is anime, so I'm not gonna gripe about it too much.
But the thing is like the girls in the show, they're not even pretty. They all... Do you find that, Beta? I feel like, I wouldn't even enjoy this fan service, because I feel like they're all kind of like... It's just the main girl. I can't stand her.
Maybe they're just not your type.
That's the thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I find any anime girls, like, quote unquote pretty.
Well, no, I don't mean you like are attracted to them. I just mean they're not visually like stimulating at all.
I thought they were fine. Like, the Kendo girl looks like
she's a badass.
I'd say, yeah. I think she
kind of reminded me of like Kikyo or something like that.
Yeah, the like pink haired the pink haired tsundere girl was all right. It was the orange haired one when I was like the Korean chick where I was like, I don't really like her design as much.
Her
but
hair
everyone else I
me
thought
crazy.
was fine. Yeah, her
they're
really
fine.
weird.
There's just nothing like...
I don't know.
My eyeballs were bored.
It's just
Maybe it's just they look like average anime type styles. Because I just watched a couple things like on YouTube here really quickly while you're chatting, and they just kind of look like the token designs, perhaps.
Yeah, a little bit, much. Yeah. And like they've got the color coded hair going on too.
Yeah,
I didn't think they were bad though.
I don't know. I think I'm just bitter because I really dislike them all as characters.
It's okay.
I could say something about all of them. I probably will.
Oh,
but I don't know if you
get to it, man.
One quick thing: do you think that maybe if the genericness and the fan serviciness was there to be like ironic, perhaps, or like that's the whole novelty of the show? It's like we're gonna make things maybe purposely bad.
No, I don't
think
that
so.
From it at all.
It's not presented in like a joking way. It's like they're taking this very seriously. Like the rest of the plot is also taken very seriously. So to have them be like, "Oh, whoops, we're joking about this like titty shot," would be a bit weird. You know? Does that make sense?
Oh my god, okay, I will say I did definitely laugh. Like the first time, I think it's you see the school nurse, she's literally using her boobs as pillows.
Yeah. But then she gets up and like she makes boing noises when she walks. Like it was like as she's walking, wonderful. And I was like, "Oh god." That was interesting.
I did enjoy that. It was funny.
One quick thing: I'm on like the My Anime list. I clicked on the reviews tab, and the first review is High School of the Dead is about a group of breasts trying to avoid getting eaten by zombies in whatever way possible.
Oh man.
Tagging along with these breasts are two of our heroes, Huka and Takashi.
Oh god. Okay. Kind of.
Yeah.
They're all very like stereotypical characters.
I know, and I think that's
like
why
archetypes.
They all rub me the wrong way. Yeah. I just want to kill them all.
They're not very creatively written.
First off, okay. Main character, stop being such a douche. Like,
what do you mean?
Okay, it's just so stupid. So the whole he's all butthurt because his childhood best friend Ray, the girl,
the main
has
character,
been dating this other guy, who's the one who ends up dying and turning into a zombie.
Yep.
And he's just like literally pissed off about it. And I'm like, how many years ago was that guy? And then there's her, which is even worse because it's like, oh, my boyfriend just got turned into a zombie. Oh, now I'm going to fall in love with you even though I didn't want you before because you're here and you're alive and you're going to protect me.
Yeah,
hey,
that was a bit weird.
It's all about self-preservation.
No, this chick is just
that's not self-preservation. That's just being selfish.
Like, she's such an idiot.
Self-preservation kind of selfish at the core?
I guess. But you can do it in a not annoying way.
Okay.
Which she doesn't.
I'm siding a little bit on Becca with this one, but, you know, a little bit.
If you watch the show, trust me, she's just, like,
I'm
she
sure
slips
she's pretty
really
annoying.
quickly.
She like really quickly. Like they don't even
like they kill him and then she's like, "Oh
make
wait, don't leave me," and he's like, "What?"
But like the way it's
Right.
done is it's not in that self-preservation way. It's not like, well, now I feel alone because I don't have him anymore, and don't leave me. You're all I have. No, it's literally like, boom, I already accept you're what I have. Now I'm going to be into you that way.
All right.
It's the stress of being in a zombie apocalypse.
I don't know.
Goodbye, old dick. Hello, new dick.
Pretty much. Like,
Famously old dick.
It was just
Yeah.
not. It's just not seamless. I don't know what to say.
Honestly, I found her annoying, but I didn't find her as annoying as the pink-haired girl.
Oh, I was gonna get to her.
I really fucking hate her.
Let's talk about her. At first,
Sit
you're like,
on
you know
my
what?
seat.
First, you know what? She's kind of okay. Like it's fine. And then
You're like,
No.
she's clearly tsundere, but like
Ugh.
it's okay at the start.
yeah.
And
But then
she just, I don't know what. I don't even know what it is that she does. She just
I'm
starts
trying to
getting really
remember.
annoying.
There's this one example that I had. I don't remember.
There's like a tipping point. The whole time she's talking about, she's like, I'm
she's a
grade A
genius.
student, and I'm so smart at everything.
Oh,
But then, like, later on, she acts like a total idiot and does, like, the stupidest, and she just stands
does
there.
absolutely nothing. That's what I was gonna say. She's all
They're,
like,
like, killing
I'm
zombies.
a genius, whatever, but I'm actually completely useless, not helpful at all. Just gonna stand here and let everyone save me. And it's not
Like,
even
there's
like
a couple scenes where, like, a bunch of them are killing zombies, and then, like, I don't know, someone, like, would bump into her, and she'd be like, why did you bump into me? Blah, 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 blah. And then a zombie would
like, are
almost
you
kill her.
stupid? Yeah.
And then she'd be like, wah! And it's like, there's zombies killing. Why do you care? Why do you care about this arbitrary thing?
And it's not even like it's like maybe she froze in panic, because that's like a very realistic thing that could happen in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
She's just too busy standing there like being all
She's
like,
too-
I'm awesome.
Yeah, she's
And,
too
like-
obsessed with herself to like pay attention to what's going on.
Like self-defense, dude. Just grab something at least and stand there. So if you do have to smack a zombie in the head, you can.
Would
No,
you
then
say?
she just yells?
Would you say that she might almost have to calm her tits?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep, Becca.
Yeah. Good one.
I thought about that one for a good 30 seconds.
A long time.
Waiting
Nailed
for the
it.
right moment.
Yep.
to
Had to
strike.
savor it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, distraction.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Where were we?
Just
She's
ranting
annoying.
about
Girl is
characters.
annoying.
She's annoying. And she keeps going on about how smart she is, but then doesn't back it up with proof. Thus making her more annoying. Yeah. The rest of the characters, like, nobody gets... And it is the first 3 episodes, so, like, nobody gets, like, really deep character development. So you're just kind of going on, like, the shallow intros that everyone has, because there is quite a few characters.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of like, whoop, here's a character, they have this trait, and goodbye. They're gonna be over here for now.
Like,
and then they
basically-
introduce even more characters, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. Basically what happens in the first 2 episodes is like you're kind of just thrown right in. The
Like,
main
it's just, like-
character sees a zombie at like the front gate of their school. Like he's standing up on the roof and watching this, and the teachers like approach the gate to like see what's going on, and they all get bit, and then so it begins. So it's kind of just like him, the main girl Ray, and her boyfriend. The first episode is just them trying to like escape the school. The boyfriend ends up being bit, so it's down to Ray and the main character guy. And
They
then
have like a
also
really
introduce-
dramatic scene where he kills him. It's
Mhm.
like, feel bad for these characters. But the
'Cause it's-
whole time I was watching this show, I didn't feel anything to the characters.
I felt because like, you don't like any of them, and like you've
No.
seen it all before. You've seen their characters before. You've
Yeah.
seen this story before. Like
Yeah.
zombies
There's,
are
like-
hard because they've been done so many times before. This is literally like typical zombie apocalypse. They can't reach the police. The one guy got bit, and he wants to die as himself. Please kill me. Like, you know.
That
blah,
kind of
blah,
like
blah.
the initial
Someone
struggle.
kill me before I become a zombie and eat your brain.
That's
I couldn't
always
live
like,
with
I mean,
myself.
Mhm.
that always happens in zombie films. It's just sort of like a trait, you know?
Like good old
Mhm.
trope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, so
Zombie
the first 2
trope.
episodes is basically just meeting all the characters as they're trying to escape the high school.
Yeah.
They finally get out of the high school on a bus.
Yeah.
Where
And
they
some-
run into like another group of people.
With this
Which
like
is where
skinny
you get-
teacher man.
Yeah, you get introduced to this really, really, really skeevy teacher, which they make it blatantly apparent that he's skeevy, and also that he probably tried to rape the main character girl. That's the guess I have.
Because that's how she's acting towards him.
Yeah, so-
she did something awful to, or he did something
yeah,
awful to
their
her.
group is all on the bus, and then we see the skeevy teacher running with some other students, being like, wait, Wait for us.
Wait for us.
What? And they're being chased by zombies.
We're human.
Yeah. And one of the students falls and like hurts his ankle and like grabs onto the teacher and is like, "Help me! I broke my ankle!" And the teacher is like "Well, end of the line for you," and just like, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a bunch of zombies eat him, and you're just like, So was none of the other kids were watching this apparently because they let him on the bus, and it's like, okay.
And the main character girl Ray is like, "You're gonna regret letting him on. Like, don't let him on the bus." Blah blah blah. Like, very apparent that something had happened between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is that he sexually assaulted her.
That's what it felt like it's building up to. But that's like always what it's building up to.
Why is it gotta be like that? You know? Why is it gotta be like that?
Because they want to throw as many cliches into the show as they possibly can.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. When we first started, I didn't feel that bad about this show. Now I feel worse about it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's just the characters. They just all drive me nuts. I don't know why. Fair. It doesn't usually happen this bad for me, but I'm just like, I just want to punch them all.
No.
Except for the otaku dude, and
he's cute.
He's awesome.
Him.
I like him. He's a nice guy, just trying to do his best and shoot zombies with his nail gun.
He's just like this chubby little nerd with a nail gun.
And he'll say something really sassy, and then he'll turn around and like say something nice,
like
to
really
like make
cute.
up
like
for
his
it.
face will be all dramatic, and then it'll change to like really cute and like me nothing. I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Say a word. Yeah.
One redeeming character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even get that much screen time either because they're trying to like
shoehorn
in everything to this like first 3 episodes.
The only thing other thing I have to say, which is like a good and a bad thing with the anime, is that they're all good fighters. Like, they all give them a reason, though. Like, you know, they're in the, like...
Well, the one chick's
like the
Kendo
javelin club. The other one's in kendo. Like, you know...
Yeah. But what about the main character? I don't catch the reason why he was just suddenly good.
Maybe he's just... I don't know.
Maybe he's the special.
He's got main character syndrome. He's just
yeah, exactly.
Everyone's the special the minute they're the main character, you know.
I guess.
So I don't know. Like I like that because it's more realistic. That's why they're good at fighting. But at the same time, it seems kind of like really convenient. Mm-hmm. But then again, it would make sense that people with those skills would survive. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's also true because they don't
Yeah.
No, I'll give it that. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
They tried to make them like useful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
Spirit.
It's a very I feel conflicted about this show. It's like I like the style.
Yes.
On one hand, because like the way that everything's done and the action's actually really well done, in my opinion. I mean, if I was watching it in a better quality, it would have looked nicer, but.
The animation almost reminds me of like a really, really dulled down Kisniver. Am I wrong in saying that? You see that a little bit? Just a little bit.
But I think Kisniver is Trigger, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is like...
This is Wit, isn't it?
I don't know what this is, actually. I know. To remember.
It's not the same. It's just there's certain things about their faces that kind of...
Maybe the character designs are similar to whoever did the character designs. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the color-wise too, I guess, because they're kind of color-coded with Kisniver as well.
Mm-hmm, only like
and they are with this one. Like everybody has a different color of hair, so you can just remember who they are by being like, oh, the yellow-haired one. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like going back to like stylistically, did one thing I liked was you know how they introduce the titles in every episode? Did you?
Yes, yeah.
Where it's like it looks like there's like they've painted blood on the floor, and then the camera will like pan up and it's like in the same room kind of thing.
Yeah, they kind of do it like Zombieland, where it's like it's hidden in the
within the scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool, because they usually don't do creative stuff like that with title cards in anime.
No,
it's usually just like screen,
bam.
Title, then the show, and you're like, all right, cool. So yeah, like little style things like that, like, and then the world I thought was nice. Color-wise was
like
very
the animation
dark and dreary and just well done in that sense. So I like that. Like I said, the music, because I like commenting on music, I didn't really think it was anything special. It didn't stand out to me.
No, I can't even remember it at this time.
I couldn't even tell you if there was a track if I heard it again.
Yeah.
The intro did fit the show really well, though.
Mm-hmm.
It has that electric guitar kind of we're gonna kill things in this anime vibe to it, you know?
The show has good things going for it, and I could get people liking it and watching it. I just find the character stereotypes just a little too much for me. Maybe it was the mood I was in when I was watching it. I don't know. My problem with anything zombie related though is it's
overdone.
It's overdone, and no matter what you do, it's the same.
You're gonna
thing.
hit
it's
the same plot.
Yeah, just finding out how it happened, how you're gonna survive. I don't know.
I have the same problem with it where I'm just I can't see this going anywhere really different from any other zombie piece of media. Maybe they'll throw in a wrench here or there, but it won't be anything really mind blowing where you're I did not see that coming. Oh no.
Well, it's you know it's going to become the matter of the humans just survive in the zombie world. It's never there's never going to be a positive the humans have won, they're all gone kind of
unless
thing.
you're World War Z.
Lol.
Yeah, or
fair enough.
Which also, the only thing that did bother me in this show, and it bothered me in World War Z 2, is the zombies that go
oh, when they their teeth.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, there was one scene.
I don't know why.
I mean, it makes sense. Me. But yeah, no, I get it.
It's the worst sound ever.
Yeah. The only thing with every zombie movie though that always bothers me is how the hell are they broadcasting the news in the middle of a zombie apocalypse?
Magic.
Well, in all fairness, though, every time they watch the news, the news people all end up dying.
But who's broadcasting? Why aren't they running? Why are they still there? Nobody in their right mind would be we're gonna keep going with it bothers me every time.
Well, just think if a lot of people, if you see a huge accident or something happen, a lot of people that be there filming it with their smartphones.
Yeah, that's a little different than a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
though.
I guess so. But zombie apocalypses aren't real.
Or are they?
It might be. But it's official news reports and stuff. I would understand the internet blowing up with stuff if they were looking at the internet and they were oh hey, check it out, look at all this zombie shit. But no, it's always the local news and they have a live footage of some lady getting attacked by a zombie and you're just this is a bit unrealistic, but okay. I don't know, that always pulls me out of it a bit. Because I'm picky. But yeah. I don't know.
We're all a little picky here.
Yeah,
that's why
true.
we're here.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else to say.
So the listeners don't have to be.
That should be our new catchphrase.
Gotta catch them all.
Pokemon.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, there's nothing to really say about this anime because it's all been there, done that.
Yeah, well,
its rating isn't its rating is slightly higher than the good or the bad anime.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely being a little butthurt about it because I'm just feeling that way right now. But it's not a bad anime.
No,
you have to wonder though too. The people that have watched something and don't like it and quit watching it, they aren't necessarily going to go give a rating on my anime list, right? Mm-hmm. So you might just be getting the people that enjoyed the show. They really enjoyed the show that are rating it, and if they enjoyed the show, of course they're going to give it a good rating, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was just expecting a bit more from this one from what I had heard of it, but I guess that was all just boob hype.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for action with a bit of fan service, perfect, you're there, but that's just not what I watch.
That's basically it. And some gore if you're into gore too. Because they do really well with the fighting and stuff like that, and I know we talk about the fan service, but honestly, in the first 3 episodes, there really wasn't a whole.
There's really not that much. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's such a it must get worse.
It must get worse at
or
some
better.
Point,
I mean,
or more ridiculous,
but
yeah, but
because it's really not that much. The like I said, you notice the camera angles more when the fan service is happening, the oddness of it all, than the actual fan service.
Yeah. Just because it takes you out of it, and you're just
Yeah.
like, wait, why are we looking at this angle? This is weird.
Well, it's different when it's a little bit organic, right? Like, you look back at Vivid Red Operation, every single episode had that, like,
Vagina
through the leg
sunrise.
shots. But because every single episode had it, at a certain point, you're like, you just expect it. Like, it's supposed to happen, as is tradition. Like,
well, maybe
Just
maybe it'll
sitting
get like
there
that
looking
too.
forward to it.
Like, I appreciate that maybe they are trying to, like, incorporate it more so it's not quite so obvious, but it was just seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah, maybe it's because of, like, maybe it wouldn't seem so out of place because if the rest of the tone of the show was also less serious. But the fact that, like, the rest of the plot is taking, like the whole zombie thing, like, really dead seriously. Like, there's people dying, and they're showing you, like, all the kids panicking, and they're really trying to give you this sense
And they're
of,
turning
like,
on each other, and...
Yeah, like, this sense of doom and panic and anxiety, and, like, people are, like, getting viciously murdered. But then, like, all of a sudden, like, there was one scene where this girl gets grabbed. There's these two friends walking down the hallway.
Oh god, that was ridiculous.
It was so, it was so stupid. They're like, we're gonna be together forever as long as we're just, like, with each other. We'll be BFFs forever. And then the one girl gets grabbed by a zombie.
immediately.
And she's like, save me. And the girl just turns to her and he's like, let go of me, you bitch. And then she, like, kicks her. But, like, the whole time her, like, skirt lifted up so you can see her panties as she's being eaten by the zombies, and you're just like, this is a really painful scene to watch.
Okay, but it was so ridiculous. It was literally like, you know, they're in this middle of a zombie apocalypse, and it's like they were skipping down the hall, like, we're okay because we're best friends.
As soon as I saw them, I was like, oh, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
They're just gonna die. Yeah. And, like, maybe if the show took more of, like, that kind of stupid vibe to it, it would be more... I don't know, it would be less awkward when the fan service shows up. But because it's so serious, like, all of a sudden there's just, like, panic shots, but they're trying to be like, no, be sad in this scene. Ignore all the boobs.
I feel like the lesson to be learned is that there's no place for hilarity when horror is to happen.
That's what they're
But
trying.
But there's always place for boobs.
Oh,
Like
boobs
Shaun of the
everywhere.
Dead. That's a funny zombie movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Zombieland.
You can do horror with humor. It works.
Okay.
I guess
No,
the
but
show
it's
didn't get
true.
the memo.
Those things are
Serious.
still, like, humor. Like,
If you wanna
that's
make-
obviously the point still.
Yeah. If you want to make a serious horror, there's no place for humor within it. And
Maybe
maybe it's just a matter of figuring out your tone. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm very much like, if something's going to scare me, it needs to be straight horror all the way through. If there's funny parts or humor in it, it kind of immediately de-escalates how frightened I'm going to be. So
It takes away the impact of everything else.
yeah.
Like the Babadook. That did a good job.
Yeah.
Even that saw the tiny bit of comic relief, though.
Like, really dark, weird comedic relief, though.
Yeah.
But that fits
Like,
with the tones.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I think this show is a bit of a tonal mess.
I don't know, like, I
think
feel
it
like
was
I was harsh
terrible.
on it, but, like, I'll clarify. I'm really harsh on the characters. The show itself, like, overall, like, I get it. Like, people like it. It's
Me too.
got good action. The animation's good.
It's
Boobs.
good to look at, I guess.
I don't know, like, you know.
It's good to look at, but there's nothing going on upstairs.
No. Which, if that's what you want, like, that's cool. Like, if you just want, you know, your eyeballs to be distracted with some zombies and girls, then perfect.
And watch
right
Kill
up
la
your
Kill.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There you
Kill la
go.
Kill is always the better option, but
Sometimes you just want to shut your brain off and not think about things for a while.
I think
I
this
was
is a
in
good
too
show for
much
that.
of a thinking mood when I watched it, because I was like, why are these people all so stupid?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was kind of dead when I watched it, so maybe that's why I didn't hate it as much.
Fitting.
Just let it wash over you.
Yep.
But yeah, those are my final thoughts. Do you have any final thoughts, Fana?
Yeah, I think I pretty much got everything out. Like I said, total mess, but fun in a way.
I like how you say "but fun," like you're putting your thumbs up and like almost trying to smile encouragingly, but not
you
quite.
tried. Gold star.
But everyone knows you're full of
Trying.
shit.
Yeah, everyone knows you're dead inside.
Yeah, no, I
Look,
actually just
we're all
died.
dead inside. Or at least I am. I don't know about
Oh,
you.
goodness.
Black souls. Yeah. But I won't keep watching this show.
Neither will I.
There's not enough substance there.
No.
For me personally. But I understand why other people like it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And especially, I mean, if you're someone who, like, if zombies are your genre, then you probably really enjoy this. Like,
yeah, definitely.
They're just not my thing at all.
Same.
So, put in that and then some characters I don't like, and I'm just like, nope. I'm done.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
Heard it here first, folks. Boobs aren't enough.
The C-.
Oof.
You need ass, friendship, and love as well as boobs.
There you go. Where's all the friendship?
None, because everyone in the show is an ass.
There you go. They missed a key component to this algorithm of perfect.
There's not enough magical girls. You can't survive an apocalypse without a magical girl in your party.
Yeah.
Come on.
Magical girls that fight zombies?
Oh, I want a magical girl zombie anime.
Hasn't that already been done?
Probably. We need to find out what it is. Let's look. I'm gonna look it up. Isn't there
one that's called Kore wa Zombie desu ka? That one? And
it's like a dude. Really Japanese.
Yeah.
And it's like a dude dressed in a magical girl outfit with a chainsaw.
Is this a zombie?
Yeah, this is a zombie.
But that's not magical girls. That's a dude dressed as a magical girl.
But I think there are other magical girls in it.
No, it does technically... Well, it's magical garment girl. It is technically a magical girl.
Yeah. He transforms or something, I think. I think this one's on Netflix, actually.
But he's not a girl!
But the other ones are, Becca!
Gender is a social construct.
He's an honorary lady.
They all need to have vaginas or I'm not watching.
Alright.
Hey, that's not very inclusive, Becca.
We'll save that for another day. Do we want to do marbles?
Yeah. Save that for never.
If I haven't lost them, sure. Who's picking this week? Leah's picking this week.
Me. This hasn't happened in a very long time.
Answers my own question.
Like a very long time.
So we always do marbles.
Are you excited?
First.
I am excited. You guys should be too, because your options aren't as bad anymore now that I took the sleeping anime out of the picture.
I'm gonna watch the sleeping one anyways.
No.
Isn't it Veda that's like kind of come out as like the person that picks the the worst animes ever now?
I don't know, it's been so flippin' long since I've picked anything.
Yeah.
How is it me?
I don't know. I was trying to remember if it was you or Liam. I know it wasn't me.
It's me. I'm the one who picked 009-1.
Yeah, that was a really bad one.
Mine was just Super Milk Chan.
That's also a pretty bad one, though.
They were pretty bad.
Leah picked School Days, though.
School Days, Bobobo. Yeah. I've picked a couple.
Oh shit, I forgot about Bobo.
How can you ever forget Bobobo?
First episode.
Alright. I've got the marbles. Who would like to go first?
Me.
Veda gets a white marble.
Whee!
Whee!
So exciting.
Who would like to go next?
Me. No, me.
Okay, I'm gonna go next because both of you are tied. I also got a white marble. Oh boy, get hyped.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright. Rock, paper, scissors it out, I suppose. Who can yell louder?
Hey, you count to 3, and then on 3, me and... we'll each say our thing at the same time.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Ich, ni, san.
Rock.
Paper.
Shit. You dirty cheater.
Leah got a white marble, which Liam is red marble again.
Oh boy.
Get hype.
Hype, hype.
Hype.
All aboard the hype train, because trains are coming back.
Oh, I really want to get red marble. I've got stuff picked out for weeks now.
Aww.
Next time. Maybe. Alright, Leah, what are we watching?
Give it.
Hit me.
Right, I'm not used to this anymore.
Wait, first I guess we need to know who was watching with Liam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Liam, who do you pick?
Good point.
The pressure is on.
Go with Veda.
Come on!
You should have come to my birthday party, Veda.
Well, and you're just you're making the whole Mystic Messenger problem with Brenna worse. You're an enabler.
Now we're dragging personal life into this. Oh my god.
Oh no.
But Missive Messenger is fun.
Liam's just jealous. We'll talk it out later. Until
You're
next
jealous
time.
your waifu has more husbandos, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She always has some secret husbandos on her phone.
I know, she won't tell me.
Won't tell me either.
Oh dear.
Okay, guys, you want to know what you're watching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, it wasn't the initial theme that I was going for, because I had to alter things a little bit. So, I'm just going to try and tie these together in some way that I can. Killing and death.
I'm sorry, I just like the way you said that.
Leah was in a bad mood this week.
You just want everyone to die.
The theme this week is killing and death. Gonna start wearing black lipstick and
eyeliner.
Oh, I can
Shop
pull
in
my
Hot
goth clothes
Topic.
out again.
Okay, but it's not in the way you guys think. Just wait.
Okay.
Do you want the bad one or the good one first?
Bad one!
Okay, the bad one. Fuck, you guys should have made me laugh. I'm never gonna be able to read this properly now. Okay, the bad one is called Densai Bunri no Crime Edge, which means the severing crime edge. So, Hamiura Kiri is a seemingly ordinary boy with one slight problem. He is obsessed with cutting other people's hair.
Oh, dear.
One day...
like as a hairdresser?
Yeah.
Or like
does he
secretly?
just like sneak up and is like,
Snip, snip,
"Aha,
snip.
more from my collection.
So one day he meets Iwai, the hair queen, who cannot cut her hair because of an inherited curse.
Oh my
Oh
god.
What the hell?
Why?
Okay, you guys think this is a comedy, but it's actually not.
Is it? No!
No, it's a
Yes.
They're gonna take
action
this
fantasy
seriously?
romance. Sign in.
Oh, romance.
It's seinen.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Kiri finds out that his scissor, Dansai Bunri no Crime Edge, is the only thing that can cut them. But
Wait,
little
that's the
did he
name
know.
of his scissor?
Yeah.
Long
Little
name.
did he know that their meeting sparked the start of an old murder game to kill the hair queen using the cursed killing tools, the killing goods.
I almost
Can
wish I
Kiri
was
protect
really
Iwai from the
convoluted.
killing goods owners? Let the games begin. It has a 6.88 on Mal.
Ooh.
I almost wish I was watching this. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, actually, it does sound like it's a little interesting.
They look cute.
Sounds fucking awesome.
Okay.
I'm hyped.
The good one is got a 7.97 on
Ooh.
Mal. It's called Ghost Hunt.
I think I've heard about this one.
I've
Yeah.
seen Ghost Charm.
Oh, yeah?
I really liked that show when I first
Okay,
watched
cool.
it. Oh my god.
Well, I'm glad that you're watching the bad one then, because I don't have anything else picked.
Okay, cool.
So, while at school, Taniyama Mai and her friends like to exchange ghost stories. Apparently, there is an abandoned school building on their campus at the that is the center of many ghost stories. During the story, they're interrupted by a mysterious male figure. The person turns out to be Shibuya Kazuya. Wow, that's a fun name. A
I want that.
17-year-old. He was president of the Shibuya Psychic Research Company. He was called by the principal to investigate the story surrounding the abandoned school building. The next day on the way to school, Mai passes the school building and questioned God, these descriptions sometimes.
I know.
While
So
examining strange
long.
cameras she spotted inside, she gets surprised by Kazuya's assistant. Unknowingly interfering with the investigation, she breaks the camera and the assistant gets injured. I think basically, long story short, she's forced to be the assistant for the
Ghost
research guy.
hunters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Says Mai begins to learn about the paranormal world and the profession of ghost hunting.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So spooky.
It's
Yeah,
almost-
the trailer for it looks pretty cool, actually. Looks
It's
pretty
almost
sick.
like we're getting in the Halloween spirit. I think
Oh,
that
it's
was
finished
actually-
it.
Oh, I meant to say that. I was gonna say around this time that this episode's airing, it probably is around Halloween.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna
So that's
say,
kind of
maybe.
why I once I decided not to go with the sleeping with Noka route. I was like, I'll make it Halloween.
Although sleeping with Hananoka would have been the worst trick possible.
Yeah. That would have been truly horrifying.
Hey,
Trick, no treat.
everybody save that in their pocket for April Fools.
Oh god.
Alright,
I've got
so
this really good
Make sure
anime.
Veda watches it.
Uh,
It's
So-
so good anime is.
that's it.
Cool.
That is that.
that's the episode.
I'm curious and excited.
Should be good.
I'm just disappointed that I won't get to review just some cute girl sleeping.
I can change
You can
it
still
if you
do
want.
it, Liam. You can still do it. And
We
just,
can all
give
do it
us...
anyway. Everyone go to sleep with Hinoka tonight, and we will talk about it later.
You know what? We do special episodes all the time, so...
That'll definitely be the most
Don't give
exciting.
anyone any ideas.
Yeah. How about we all just sit together and watch her sleep for an hour straight together?
We can have a
We have to have a big
sleepover.
sleepover.
Oh,
And just, put her on the big screen. And
Yeah.
sleep on the floor.
We can set up the air mattress right beside it so we can all take turns sleeping next to her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
That
you just
sounds
need to have a
perfect.
laptop in the middle and build a shrine.
Full of candles. Little pictures of her, framed photos.
Yes.
It's
Turning
so
into a
romantic.
seance. Anyway.
Alright, I think we should probably leave it at that.
Sweet dreams, everybody.
Yeah.
Sweet
Sweet dreams.
Thanks for... Ooh, quick social plug. We're on Facebook, we're on Podbean, we're on iTunes. Check us out! All of our
Podbean's
links.
better than iTunes, though, just saying.
All of our links are, in the description-y thing that shows up with wherever you fucking listen to our podcast from.
Yep.
I don't know. Check us out. We're...
Probably iTunes.
We do stuff. That's my plug.
Like us.
Okay, bye!
Yeah. Bye!
Now, if you're wearing pants, though, wouldn't that just?
Oh, sorry.
What the fuck?
Bark, bark, bark.
My sister must be home when he was in the room with me.
That
Oh.
sounded
That
so
sounded
demonic.
Really terrifying. Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me. Oh my god!
I thought that was someone screaming.
Yeah, so did
They're getting stabbed.
Holy crap!
No, Jake has a very distinctive bark, especially if it's over the internet. Oh,
I
God.
recorded it. That could be our opening sound.
That was scary. Don't do that.
Hey, it would go with the theme, I guess, of the week.
You're gonna give someone a heart attack.
Just end it with that at the very end. See you
No.
still listening, and just be like.